Before we begin to delve into legislative avenues and case law, it's important to recognise and determine what credentials one person must possess to be classified as a low-income earner. To do this, we turn to the Australian Taxation Office, who provide a structure and breakdown of the tax bracket system. Using the current tax brackets, despite no distinct definition, it is possible to extract a monetary characterisation for low-income earners. Now, the ATO consists of 5 different tax brackets. Essentially, in simple terms, the scale ranges between individuals in the high sector, middle class, and right at the bottom we have low-income earners who receive a full tax rebate annually. Therefore, Australians who earn under $18,200 and not a cent more annually are subsequently considered as low-income earners. However, $18,200 is not an accurate reflection of a yearly salary for the majority of workers who work more than the average 20 hours a week. Therefore, it would be impractical to assume an Australian who earns $18,200 a year or less is not supported financially by some other means, and therefore does not completely rely on their pay alone. Therefore, for the purposes of this presentation, we classify low-income earners as those who earn $37,000 annually or less and fall into the first 2 tax brackets as a result. Now, low-income earners are at the highest risk of being below the poverty line. Just 2 months ago, Opposition Leader Bill Shorten stated, if 2.5 million Australians live below the poverty line and 1 out of every 4 are children, we cannot say that the fair go belongs to all. The basis for the Opposition's leader's claim comes from the 2014 report commissioned by the Australian Council of Social Services, which suggests that 2.55 million Australians live in poverty. The report also contained that each year the ACOSS decides on a poverty line and is used between the 50 and 60% of the median income for Australians after tax. Therefore, those who fall below this line, as a result, fall below the poverty line. Now, based on this methodology, set at a 50% measure, the report found in 2011-2012 finds that 2,548,498 Australians were in poverty, and as you can see by the diagram, 76% of these are adults. So what this tells us is that roughly 5% of our population and less than 50% of our country's average annual wage. Yet the Turnbull government still seeks to abolish penalty rates. As an incentive to work at less desirable times, the workers are offered additional hourly pay, commonly known as penalty rates. For many low-income earners, this is an integral aspect to their wage, which has profound ramification from both individuals battling the harsh economy and even more so on families trying to provide. Now, there is no denying a direct correlation between those Australians who are considered either under the first 2 ATO tax brackets and those who are under the poverty line. In the last quarter alone, the Consumer Price Index indicates an inflation rate of 1.5% overall. Now, in the food, non-alcoholic beverages, housing, insurance and financial services sector, this rate might have been closer to 2.1% as it was all increased. These are all considered necessities. Comparatively though, the clothing and footwear industries have declined, possibly because of negative wage growth, and low-income earners distorting CPI growth as a result. Whereas, since there was a potential to be closer to 2% or more, since the decline in the luxury items industry, as a result, the low-income earners balance out CPI.